Everybody. I would like to welcome everyone to the first episode of Sideline Chatter. This is your co-host Justin Hagee, Jay Hags, Jay Bags, whatever you want to call me, and I'm here with.
What's going on, everybody? It's James Dalbertson, Young Dry Bones. Call me whatever you want. What's going on, everybody?
Alrighty. So basically, what our podcast is going to be based on is mostly fantasy football. It's going to be the majority of it. Telling you guys who to play this week, who we're high on, who we're down on, just to drop some knowledge and reach out to you guys. And if you guys have any lineup questions or questions about certain players, we're here to answer them for you pretty much. And we're actually recording on Monday night. This is the 28th.
Yes, right? September 28th.
We're actually going to start recording Sunday nights after the 4 o'clock games, and then hopefully drop weekly videos that Monday. But last night I was at my cousin's wedding, getting a little turned up for y'all
turn,
out there.
As the kids say,
free bar, J Hags. I mean, you know what goes down after that. So.
He's next level, people.
So, usually every Sunday I am at my friend's house watching football, watching all the games.
Shout out Reggie. Reggie Jackson got the new house. Congratulations, brother.
Yes, sir. How's your Sunday, Chief?
Other than getting blown out of the water by J Hags
and
my main league, that was a little rough, but good times and some good food with the bros, minus you, but
yes, sir.
It was overall a good week, good day.
All right, just a little bit about us. I recently graduated Rutgers Camden with a business administration degree, bachelor's. I'm still at the Walmart with it, working there, working hard, making.
Gotta do what you gotta do, bro. Make that money.
Make the ends meet. But now I actually applied to FanDuel recently, and hopefully they'll get back to me. But it's been a week, so
maybe my resume. The other ones too, right?
You said what?
Any betting site, I feel like you should do all of them.
Yeah, I was looking on Indeed, and I saw FanDuel,
okay.
So
that's fun.
I guess my resume was too shitty.
Not stacking up.
Yeah.
But I, on the other hand, am college dropout. Surprisingly, I like to consider myself a pretty smart person, but it wasn't for me. But currently, I'm in real estate school, hoping to get my real estate license. See what I can do in that arena. But
that boy's a beast.
Yeah, trying to make it big. That's the goal.
Basically, the structure of our podcast is going to be, we're going to have weekly segments. We're probably going to be switching up a little bit, but for this episode, our first one, we're going to have some breakout players of week three.
Week three. Yeah.
We're going to have players who dudded, so who shit the bed, wet the bed. We're going to have a buy, hold, and sell segment, which that's going to be second in our show. And then lastly, we're going to be wrapping up with some injuries that happened over the weekend and waiver ads to hopefully help you win your week 4 matchups. So without further ado, we're going to be talking about some of the breakout players from week 3 that maybe weren't expected, maybe was expected, but
if you started them, good for you. Probably won your week, probably.
But I think the biggest takeaway from this week, who had the most standout performance, was Justin Jefferson of the Vikings.
Absolutely.
He's a rookie receiver. He had 7 catches on 9 targets.
He did really nothing the first 2 weeks.
Right?
I mean,
he wasn't really given a role either. But he went 7 for 175 and a touchdown, which was that the biggest?
I think he's wide receiver 2 or 3.
I think
Lockett was number 1. And
right.
You own both of them, so.
I own both of them. I only started Lockett against him, but Jefferson stashed on the bench.
Yikes.
But I don't know. Maybe am I starting him over Thielen next week?
Starting both. No,
I got to bench. My team's 3-0 right now. So
bench Deontay Johnson. We'll get into him. But next up, we got Cedric Wilson, who
actually hold up before we go to that. No, you think Jefferson's going to be able to keep it up, or how do you is this a fluke or?
I would think. I mean, it's tough because it's hard to go from nothing to break out and just assume he's going to be the same guy.
Right.
But they suck.
I was going to say. So their defense has been really shitty.
So they're going to have to throw. So it's going to be there. The volumes.
The thing that worries me is Mike Zimmer always. I feel like he's stuck in this fucking old school mindset of running the ball, playing good D, but because he's been accustomed to that over the years.
They almost won the game.
They did.
And what's his name? Cook went off. So I mean.
But I would like to see more passing volume is what I'm saying pretty much from the Vikings. I mean, Kirk Cousins is, I guess, average at this point, up and down, whatever you want to say about him. But also, we don't know if he'll be beating out Thielen every week like this, but that's obviously something to monitor. And if he's on your waiver wire, go grab him.
Absolutely. So like I was saying, move on to Cedric Wilson, who I will say we consider ourselves fantasy gurus. I did not know who this was before the game. I'm not joking.
10-year vets in the fantasy space.
Did not know who he was.
Right.
Fourth receiver on the Cowboys.
On the Cowboys, yep. So he had
crazy
numbers. 5 catches, a bucket-07 with 2 touchdowns.
Running wild. Every time you looked at the TV, it was literally a Cedric Wilson bomb running.
And I'm a Dak Prescott owner in 2 of my 4 leagues, so I was at the fucking wedding, just drinking away. You know, I get the noties on my phone.
And I'm at the house watching the TV, just flipping out that I'm getting my ass whooped. But
I was getting notifications of this Wilson dude catching 40-yard bombs play after play. So I mean, I was fucking happy.
It's projected wide receiver 133 before the week. That's insane.
Like
that's
who's owned in no leagues.
0% owned in Yahoo leagues prior to the week.
And he finished number 3. But personally, I think it's kind of just a fluke.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. He's still like what, fucking 4th or 5th in the pecking order?
You would think so, yeah.
Behind Zeke and the 3 wideouts they already have, and then Schultz. But
I mean, I feel like it's definitely not something you should expect every week, but I feel like the potential's there because Dak throws the ball. Mm-hmm. Dak's going to throw the ball 40 times a game and throw for 400 yards because their defense is awful. Then the ball's got to go somewhere. It's got to spread it around somehow.
Love it, but I'm not chasing those points, so I'll let somebody else waste a waiver pickup on him.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick him up.
Harsh,
not worth it. Not worth. I don't think he's worth the pickup.
But then
got to see more.
Facts. But the next one we got here is Alan Lazard, who obviously Devontae Adams was hurt, and many thought Valdez-Scantling would take up most of that slack or on the role that Adams had, but I always thought it would be Lazard.
I think Lazard's better. I don't know why the Packers like Scantling so much more, but
I was actively drafting Lazard, and you said I took him in every league, it felt like, right?
Yeah, it felt like he has him. Although somehow I picked him up in our main league and just benched him against you. Not that it would have made a difference in our main league, but
I don't know if I didn't draft him in ours.
I don't think anybody did.
But I think it's clear cut that he's the number 2 now, and if Adams were to miss more time, or he's pretty pro himself, I think he's the guy you go to. Next we have Keenan Allen, who some may say this is a surprise, some may not, but he had a monster game. Fucking 19 targets, which obviously does not happen every day, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
13 catches, 132 and a TD, and a loss. But obviously he had a really good day. And I think probably the biggest takeaway from this is the transition from Taylor to Herbert.
He's just so much more fun.
Yeah.
Like they actually take shots with him and like they throw the ball. He runs more. Like I know Tyrod's a mobile quarterback, but he doesn't take off a lot. Like
fantasy owners want fucking Herbert out there.
Absolutely.
This is what we're trying to say.
And I was talking, me and Reggie were talking about this. Like he took the Chiefs to overtime and almost beat them.
Should have won pretty much. He had them.
If they start Tyrod Taylor against the Chiefs, I think they lose by 3 touchdowns. I think they get blown out. They're just a totally different team with Herbert. But he did have a bad interception lead. This isn't about Herbert, but Keenan Allen definitely on the breakout list this week because of how he's been underperforming.
Yeah.
Finally.
He's kind of fell in the shadow a little bit. But I think this week reminded us that like he's still capable of doing shit like this.
For sure.
But no, I think Herbert's works wonders for that offense. Same with Eckler.
So if Lynn's serious about whenever Tyrod's healthy, he's the starter, to me that's ludicrous. But you gotta, if you're a Keenan Allen owner, you gotta hope that Herbert's playing.
You know, we gotta tell Lynn, dick up.
Wow,
dick up, buddy. But
oh man,
who we got next here?
Gonna move on to Rex Burkhead, another shock. Well, maybe not really. Without James White, I mean, I don't think anybody expected him to do
3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns. That's a little crazy. Only 13 touches.
Yeah, I think this was not. I mean, he's a good player, but like, I don't think it's just going to be weekly like this. Like
it's not something you can expect, especially. I mean, it's been said 100 times. Patriots running backs are
a fucking circus.
What are you supposed to do? Like Ivan Michelle, I started him week 1, haven't started him since, and he goes for 140 total yards. Like, just completely can't. Just so erratic.
If White's out, I think he's serviceable in a PPR league, but like I guess White will be back soon.
I prefer Burkhead over Michelle if White's out. in
Are you
all,
asking?
well, yeah,
you're
but
saying,
I'm
yeah.
also saying
Yeah, I
I
would go
think
as well.
in standard and PPR, I'd say
Yeah.
I think he just has a better chance to break one.
Right.
But
Enough with that, because
a little
whatever.
tidbit: he finished number 8 overall at all positions.
Right. Which
Rex
is,
Burkhead. That's
I don't think anybody might have some starts, but
yeah, I think. But number 8, that's crazy. More than quarterbacks, it's stupid. Rex
Right.
Burkhead should never do that.
But next in our last breakout we have that we're going to touch on with like kind of the low key players was James Robinson, who played Thursday night against my Dolphins. You know, we was a 31-13 dub.
Yeah.
But no, he had 17 touches for $130 and 2 touchdowns, which is obviously insane. And honestly, I think he's the one player on here, or one of the few that we talked about so far, that could kind of keep it up.
Yeah, should.
Because he looks pretty much like a 3-down back. They do use Thompson a little bit, but
He
had 6
he's the guy
targets,
to
right? 6
yeah.
grabs. He had like 80 receiving yards. So if you picked him up off the waiver wire or drafted him, then props to you because he looks like a RB2, maybe a potential 1.
I'd say 2.
2,
There's just so many good running backs that
right?
it's hard to say he'd be a 1. But for a
Yeah.
guy who's, I hope, undrafted in your league to be where he is now, that's
Right.
crazy. RB3 for the week, that's nuts. Obviously, Chiefs Ravens playing tonight, but that could change. But still, crazy. Give a little shout out, honorable mention, not really a breakout, but if you had the balls to start him when everyone thought McKinnon would probably be the guy, Jeff Wilson Jr., 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. If you had to start him, ravaged by injury,
Right.
good for you. That's
I mean,
solid
yeah.
production.
I guess they proved a ton of time that they could probably fucking support like 2 running backs in this offense.
They could use anyone, any
Yeah.
position. Nick
Mhm.
Mullins threw for almost 350 yards.
Yeah.
Who he threw him to, I don't know. I don't know who led the team. I don't even know.
Ayuk had 1, right?
I just meant yards. Like,
Oh,
how did he
yeah.
distribute 350 yards?
Facts.
That's crazy. But
But Jeff Wilson, I think if Mostert and Coleman is still out, he can be a sneaky like flex play, I guess, in like some deeper leagues. But
I think Mostert's supposed to come back this week, so I would say that McKinnon's
safe.
still the one that you would potentially
yeah.
even play.
Also had a good game.
You would probably play. You could probably still get away with McKinnon in your flex if Mostert comes back.
Mm-hmm.
But when Coleman comes back, then it's just a mess, and I don't even know who you want.
I agree. But next, we're gonna get into some of the duds. These are kind of some of the bigger player names or players that were expected to do good this week with either a great matchup or opportunity that just fucking sucked.
We can call them Dudersons.
Dudersons.
Dudersons for the rest of the way.
If y'all know our lingo, we fucking put sons in every
We put
fucking
sons
word.
after everything. It's pretty crazy.
So we got Matt Ryan. He was finished at QB 25 for the week, and he coming in the week he was QB 5. I mean,
Crazy.
yeah, I mean,
I'm looking at our players that we have chosen. I own 4 out of the 5 of them in some form or
Right.
multiple leagues, so that's pretty wild.
week.
But yeah, Matt Ryan, Falcons in general. Like, okay, you're up 16. I get it. You can't punt three and outs in a row. Three and outs in a row is not going to do it.
He went fucking. There's a stretch in the second half where it was like 0 for 8.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the?
that's what I'm saying. When they punted, they went 3 and out 3 times in a row, and that's
Yeah.
why they ended up coming back.
But no, I think something's got to change with that Falcons team. Like they're just
Dan Quinn.
a bunch of fuck ups.
See ya. He also, we were talking about it in the group chat. Like he was almost fired in the middle of the season last year, and then they ripped off like 6 wins to end the year, and that just forgives how bad he was.
Mm-hmm.
And then he blows the lead to the Cowboys and blows the lead to the Bears.
Brutal leads. But I agree. I think he should have been probably fired. I mean,
I just don't understand what the reason is to keep him. What is he doing that's
Right, they're holding on to that Super Bowl appearance
awful?
that he blew the lead in. Next, we have Darren Waller, who had a monster game week 2, and then fucking wet the bed with 2 for 9.
And
the Pats.
didn't have a catch until, I think, 4 minutes left in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have a target until that time either. As a Waller owner, he's probably I had
5,
McCaffrey
6.
go down, so he's probably my 3rd best player now, and it's not going to do it, folks. That's not going to do it. 2 for 9.
I think this is more the Patriots kind of just like scheming to stop him.
I'll say it. Belichick said all week. He mentioned like Waller like 4 times in his
Right.
press conferences, and
So-
they get another. I forget who they play next week.
The
Bills, I think.
I just said it earlier. Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
The fucking Patriots do.
I'm talking about
Oh, the Raiders.
Yeah, I think they play the
Oh.
Bills.
Do that.
I'm pretty sure. But whatever. But it sucks that he's really the only receiver.
Yeah.
Because Ruggs is hurt. I'm pretty sure Brian Edwards got hurt again.
Yeah, he's always fucking like 2 weeks
Somehow
in a row.
he's a rookie. He's always hurt somehow.
On a Renfro, baby.
Renfro apparently is the guy to
A
own
white boy.
in Las Vegas. So if you want to scoop Renfro or you got him already, Darren Waller, dud. 12 targets followed up by 3.
Yeah.
Inexcusable.
Next we have Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who was, we talked about the fucking Packers situation earlier. Many thought he would step in and do good, but he only had 1 catch for 5 yards, which is obviously terrible. He was almost catchless. And anybody who needed to win Sunday night did not get that from him. I mean, like we kind of already touched on this with Lazard, but obviously he's the third receiver to own in this offense. And honestly, I'm not feeling safe using him any week.
I mean, like you said, like he's just. If you drafted Devontae, you probably drafted Scantling.
Right.
Just in case something like this happens, because obviously Adams has the injury history, and then for him to go 1 for 5, and then you have to watch Lazard go for 150, like that sucks. But yeah, it's not necessarily someone we expected to break out, really, but you
For
expect solid
this week, yeah,
production.
we did.
You expect solid production from him.
Off the waiver wire, and he fucking fucked you. So, who we got next here?
We move on to T.Y. Hilton, and this one is a triple up dud. 3 for 3 duds.
Yeah.
T.Y. Hilton is probably drafted for some people as wide receiver 3, I'd say.
Yeah.
Wide receiver 2/3 if you're heavy on running backs. And he's got 10 catches for 133, no touchdowns through 3 games.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Which is shit.
And you thought going from Brissett to Phillip Rivers would only make him better, and it's been worse, actually. Now Paris Campbell's gone. Is he for the year?
No, IR at least.
Oh.
So, for a good chunk.
But it looks like the receiver to own there is Ally Cox, which is crazy.
Saying
but
a lot.
saying that seems crazy to say out loud, but I don't know. Unless T.Y. he's got to turn
I'm off
around.
his ship. I mean, I didn't draft him in any league this year because I'm not a big.
If you're over the age of 28, Justin doesn't want you on your team.
The vets,
Except for AJ Green, apparently. But all right,
Okay.
what were you saying?
No, I'm staying away from Ty until he can put like a 2-game stretch together. Then I'm out, Chief. But next we have Darius Slayton. I was about to say Darius Shepard. But go ahead, that's your boy.
This is my 4th player. Just for the record, I own. Oh shit! I can edit this out of the video. It says it was removed again somehow.
You're on the week.
Yeah, I don't understand how that's recording again.
Back in.
But I don't understand how I own 4 out of the 5 players on here. Matt Ryan in 3 leagues, Waller in a league, T.Y. in a league, Slayton in 3 leagues. And Slayton's probably Waller's the most frustrating. Slayton, though, Shepard went on IR, you definitely expect him to do something. They were down the whole game to a Nick Mullins 49ers. And yet he did lead the team in targets, but 3 for 53 is just not good enough.
Yeah,
in a game that they're throwing the whole second half, it's inexcusable.
As of right now, how this is formed this season, how it's shaped out, I'm staying away from every Giant. Like, literally. Like, I'm not touching one Giant. That's how bad they've been. With Barkley gone, I'm staying away.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, so.
They said, what's his name? Daniel Jones supposed to take the next step, but I haven't seen
They're
anything
hurting.
to support that yet. Saquon going down definitely hurts the offense, but
it still looks like
you have to be better. You have to be better.
So with that's pretty much we just summed up that week 3, who broke out and who kind of disappointed. And now we're going to go to our buy, sell, hold segment, which is pretty much buy means you want to try to maybe someone who had a lackluster game and you're trying to buy low on them, and you think they're going to turn it up in the next couple of weeks or the rest of the season. And their hold is someone who has like maybe underperformed a little bit that you want to hold on to and don't trade away. And then the sell is obviously going to be someone like that just had a good game or has a big name, and you want to sell high on them because you don't think they will keep it up and you kind of think it's fluky. So I'm gonna give you some names,
all right,
and you're gonna tell if you want to buy, hold, or sell. So I'm gonna give you my favorite running back, Kenyan Drake. He was projected a top 2 round,
top 10 back,
and he was drafted at the end of the first or beginning of the second in most leagues. So what are you doing with him?
going to buy low on him. He's been really underperforming for a top 10 running back projected, but, Cardinals have a great offense. You think that they're either going to be ahead or within one possession of almost every game that they're in.
Mhm.
Their schedule the next few weeks is Swiss cheese. High school. The Panthers.
Who they play?
Panthers, Jets, Cowboys. Cowboys are leaky. They're not really a bad run defense, but they have
shitty defense overall.
They're giving up,
points.
35 points a game.
Panthers, shitty.
But I think Drake's definitely someone that has been underperforming that I think you could potentially get for lower value than, say, the week 1 or before the season when someone who drafted him in the first round is like, you're not taking my first round pick.
Plus, you're my fucking brother. I try to trade for him every week, and he's just
I don't
still
get
holding
him.
to the value of like the best player on earth.
Running back factory. He's probably his third best running back, and he's
Yeah.
But two players that I think are definitely near that level that I would rather have Drake over, which might turn some heads, but I'm thinking long term here.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Mixon, who we just looked was the third highest projected running back the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, but he plods. His O-line sucks. They're going to be behind almost every game, so if he doesn't get going early, then you're kind of screwed with him. And the other one's James Conner. That's gross. The other one's James Conner, and who's actually been playing pretty well, you'd say. But, I don't trust him over 13 fantasy game season.
I agree.
16 if you make the playoffs. So out of those three, I'd rather have Drake. But
interesting.
You want me to give you a player?
Yeah, give me one. Anyone.
I'll give you DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
What are you thinking about DJ Moore?
I'm gonna hold on to him.
Okay.
I mean, I don't personally own him in any league, but for whoever does out there, he's started somewhat slower than most people expected. He was going high in drafts as a wide receiver, back end like 1 maybe in like 12 team leagues.
11 or 12 he's going.
Yeah. High end 2 definitely. And besides week 2 where he had like 120 yards and like 8 catches, he hasn't really done much. The reason I would I'm holding on to him is because I still think the Panthers D is like bottom 5 in the league as of now. They've been throwing more than I expected, especially with McCaffrey out. I think they're going to throw even more.
Right.
And also McCaffrey, him being out more, should see more targets. But
you think? Yeah. Sounds good.
Robbie Anderson has cut into his production, but Moore's still number 1 on the fucking team.
I don't see that going for the whole year. Robbie Anderson.
Robbie cheese?
I mean, you just traded him for. Let me start, folks.
Allen Robinson.
This kid traded wide receiver 7, Robbie Anderson, for now who's probably going to finish top 7 receiver for the year, Allen Robinson, with Big Dick Nick back there.
Sir.
But that's frustrating.
For DJ Moore owners, I'm holding him. And also, he has a very soft schedule coming up as well, so I expect to see an uptick in his production for the rest of the year. Don't panic. It's the worst thing to do. If you're 1-2, 0-3, don't panic. We still got a lot of games left. So I'm holding on to DJ Moore. But I'm gonna give you a name that's kind of interesting. How do you feel about Kareem Hunt? He's played pretty well so far.
Kareem Hunt, I mean, apparently he's my favorite player. I think I own him in 4 out of the 5 leagues that I currently am in.
Women beater.
The women beater, correct. But I'm selling him. Obviously it's a tougher sell because he's not in the top whatever. Like he's not like I'm saying if you're desperate and you need a flex or you need a third receiver or something like that.
Yeah.
Definitely I think you sell him. His efficiency has been crazy. He's only getting like 15 touches a game and he's been over 100 yards total and scored in every game, I think. Did he score week 1?
Yeah.
So he scored in all 3.
I think he has, yeah.
Scored in all 3 games. And I don't think obviously as an owner I'd hope that continues, but I definitely I don't think he's going to keep scoring touchdowns every week.
Yeah.
So without the touchdown, stats definitely don't look as good. And then Chubb's been very, very solid.
That bull.
So if you have Kareem
Chubb.
Hunt and you're desperate at another position and you find somebody who was a McCaffrey, Barkley owner, maybe needs a second running back, the depth isn't too good. Sell that motherfucker.
If you can get a good trade for him.
All right. I'm going to give you a name. Let's see here. Let's go with the Rook, Jerry Judy. What do you think about Jerry Judy?
He's personally someone I'm buying.
Okay.
He's no, I don't. No, I don't own him in any league. I tried to trade for him already. Fucking, I tried to trade Brian Brennan for it and just goes to my text and shit. So if you see this, answer me, bitch. But
I'm sorry, Brian. If you're listening, I'm sorry, but stop trying to get Miles Sanders for a bag of sand, bro.
But Jerry Judy, I'm buying. You know, I think he's really talented. Obviously, he's a first round pick. But with Cortland Sutton out for the year, Drew Lock's due back in like probably a week or two, or maybe even 3. But no, I think he's the number 1 in the offense now, and he looked pretty well. He hasn't really popped off yet, but he's been averaging like around like 60, 70 yards, 8, 9 targets. So I think with Lock back and then Sutton now gone.
You worried about Hamler or no?
Nah, I mean, not really. He's
all the rant and the rave, apparently.
Right. But no, I think Judy's a better player.
I would agree with that.
So I think
they're both rookies, right?
Yeah, they're both
That's
rookies.
crazy.
So
That's fun.
if you can get him for like, because he hasn't really done much, so if you can get him for kind of low, then I buy him. Maybe offer like, just do it like a straight up trade. Say if you need a receiver and somebody else needs a running back, like RB3 maybe or something, or I think you can do it straight up, and I think he will help your team down the stretch for sure.
Sounds good.
But let me see who I can give you here. How do you feel about Amari Cooper?
Amari Cooper. Duper. I'm going to hold on to him. I know that's kind of seems like the easy answer, but, you know, some people, yeah, he's been doing solid with the yards, but he hasn't scored yet. And as someone who's probably your number 1, maybe number 2 receiver, you definitely want to see some touchdowns. But their defense is awful. That's the Dallas Cowboys' defense is terrible, so they're always going to be throwing. Obviously, we touched on Dak. He's going to be throwing, apparently, 400 yards a game. So that's Cooper's got to be the benefactor of that. Just be patient. The lack of touchdowns, hold on to him. Don't panic. Someone tries to boost off you real quick for Amari Cooper. Say hold on to him.
Boost, if y'all didn't know, is one of our
terms.
Legendary terms that we've been using for years. So pretty much if you get fucking fleeced.
Fleece is
in
a good
trade
one.
Deal. Fleece, same word as boost.
I feel like we use another term that.
Yeah.
If you get, if you make out worse in the trade, by far.
Yeah, you got boosted on.
You got fleeced.
Don't be that kid that everybody fucking hates in your league.
Don't be the kid that gets boosted on.
Yeah. You get that notification, you go check your phone.
This is Eric Spivak gave up his whole roster for a bench player. I'm like, oh, okay. Reggie won again.
I agree with you on Cooper. I think anybody in that Dallas offense you probably would like to own.
All right. Let's do one more. I'll give you one more name here. It's an interesting one. Let's go with shit on his chest. Shit on his chest, Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, first of all, that shit, bro. I mean, I guess you're a kinky-ass motherfucker, bro, but...
Not for me, that's for sure.
If a girl ever try to shit on me, bro, she getting it back in. But nah, Odell...
Odell.
I'm selling him. If you can... I'm selling him.
Oh, my God.
Because, I mean, if you can get good offers from him, because he is a really big name and obviously a good talent, but it's the situation he's in right now with the Browns, and like they're just fucking running the air out the ball every game, it seems like.
Yeah.
And he's not going to...
Rightfully so. Baker sucks, and they have 2 good running backs. So
yeah, I mean, you can't do 2-1, so... But those days of him, like with New York, when he was getting fucking 12, 13 targets...
Spoon-fed.
Scoring TDs left and right, like I think those days are kind of gone. Plus, you also have Landry there. They're throwing the Hunt. They're throwing the fucking Hooper.
Yes, sir.
So if you can get a good trade for Odell, kind of based off his name, he hasn't been super terrible, but he's probably underperformed, I'd say, to this point. So if you can get somebody for Odell, that's worth doing. Maybe trade him for like an RB2. I'd probably pull the trigger on that. But
I definitely agree that there's definitely someone in your league
that likes fucking Odell.
That likes big names and likes Odell, no matter what.
It's like, oh my God, bro, he's giving me Odell.
I'm getting Odell, so here's Miles Sanders. I don't know, but yeah, find the kid in your league that likes the big names who still somehow is drafting Larry Fitzgerald somehow to his roster and Frank Gore. You're gonna say Frank Gore.
Shout out Joe, that Frank Gore pickup, you nasty motherfucker.
Picked up Frank Gore and dropped who was it?
Peyton Barber.
That's awful, Joe. Neither of those 2 players should be on your team, bro.
But now just the recap. So we had 3 buys, 3 holds, and 3 sells. We're buying the fucking Sideline Chatter boys, whatever you want to call us. Or
Okay.
we're buying fucking Kenyan Drake. We're buying Jerry Judy. We're holding on to Cooper and DJ Moore, and we're selling Hunt and Odell, 2 Browns
Selling
players.
them
which is funny.
Browns. Fire sale. Sell them Browns.
But that is the rest of that segment. So if you guys do have any questions about players you want to know about, comment on under our YouTube video. We're gonna have an Instagram account, Twitter account. Tweet out to us with questions. You know, I mean, we'll probably have fucking like 20 viewers first episode, but who gives a shit?
It's a spirit, bro.
'Cause we're doing this for our own fun and time. But nah, if we blow up, we blow up. Shit. But if you got any questions, reach out to us. We'll gladly help with our 10 years of experience.
Sounds good.
The last segment we're going to dive into is the Sideline Additions, trademark, and injuries that happened over the weekend. We're going to start with some injuries. It wasn't as bad as last week.
Yeah, last
Right.
week was
like monumental.
Everyone.
Like
and
fucking
stars.
All-time
Crazy.
bad, right. Offense and defense. But nah. Some injuries that happened over this weekend you guys might not even know about. Tariq Cohen, the Bears fear that he tore his ACL.
I think Nagy confirmed it after the game.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay, then
So, yeah,
ACL.
he's gone. So, if you're a Montgomery owner, that could potentially be a sell high.
mm-hmm. If they don't go out and sign like a 3rd down back, which Montgomery is capable of being a 3rd down back.
Also, I think his only touchdown this year is
Was
a
receiving.
receiving. So,
Right.
yeah, I mean, but they're definitely going to need some depth. They're going to need someone
Yeah.
behind him. But
Fucking Cordell Patterson.
he was taking carries last week.
I saw.
This past yesterday. I
He's
was
like
like,
fucking
Jesus.
6'2", fucking running.
Denard Robinson.
He's
Remember when
fun.
the Jags did that? That's
He's
crazy.
fun. Chris Godwin also got hurt again. Yeah.
Apparently, he's prone now.
Yeah.
Concussion week 2, hamstring.
Hamstring this week. Something to pay attention to. You know, we don't know how long it's going to be out yet. It's just Monday, so we're still getting a feel for all these injuries.
Mike
But
Evans, 2 catches, 2 yards, 2 touchdowns. If you own him, you're a scumbag.
Mind
But
blowing.
you're a scumbag. But
Quick note on those two. I think Brady's kind of killed them. But
Yeah.
last year they were fucking monsters.
yeah, Brady doesn't throw the ball down the field. And
Right.
Godwin had a lot of those seam routes where he was like wide open and just
Mhm.
got like bomb
Is
touchdowns.
that and he fucking spreads it around.
Scotty
You
Miller's
didn't see
like,
it. Last year you didn't see Scotty Miller getting 80-yard games.
yeah.
Winston was heaving that thing.
Gronk was alive, 6 catches.
That's all, yeah.
That's crazy. I thought he was dead.
For all you Gronk owners, good job.
Yeah,
Finally.
Jake Kahn. Drafting
Jake.
Gronk in the 11th round paid off for you.
Fucking draft him in every one of your fucking leagues.
Yikes. All right, we move on to one of my favorite players in the league, Chris Carson. Got, as they're calling it, gator rolled. I personally have not heard that, but that's what they're calling it. I don't know the guy's name. The Cowboys defensive lineman literally had his leg wrapped up and just rolled him over. And then the other guy fell on top of him for no
That
reason.
was
For
brilliant.
no reason, fell
That
on
was
top
brilliant.
of him. And
I would have fucking, if I was a teammate, I would have fucking.
after they had the
Put those.
MRI today, and they said that it's only an MCL sprain
Knee
or just a
sprain.
knee sprain, and
He might
he
suit up.
could potentially play week 4. But I think that's on
The
the
3 now. I
the
feel like they might
lesser
hold him
side
out.
of happening. But
So
is that
If you got
Homer? Is
Carlos
the other
Hyde
guy? Homer is the
and Travis
receiving
Homer,
back.
yeah.
Yeah. He was getting love when Carson left.
Yeah, was he?
Insane, yeah. But yeah, if you're a Carson owner, maybe consider Homer or Hyde.
Yep, for sure. Next we have Deontay Johnson, who left the game with a concussion.
Got
My
hit
boy.
stick. I thought it was his shoulder when he got hurt, but
Mhm.
it's concussion. He got murked. It was crazy.
I'm really hoping he fucking bounces back because I just traded for him in my main league and I used him for 1 week and he got 1 point because he got hurt. But I still put up
I'd
170.
say still put up league high points.
No the vibes.
Bull jive. That's for folks out there. Something's bullshit. Calling hashtag
Shout out
bull
Shannon
jive.
Sharp. Bull Jav.
Bull jive. Shan Sharp.
But that's just something to watch. And then
Obviously, Juju's boosted if he doesn't play.
right,
Is,
Maybe
is Vance
Claypool.
McDonald still the tight end?
Ebron caught a TD.
Oh, you're right. What the fuck am I saying?
He's still there though.
I said he had a couple catches I saw, and yeah, who do you say? Claypool, and James Washington. All of them get boosted. So many,
James
so many
Washington
mouths
hyped
to
up for
feed
3
there.
years now.
So many mouths to feed there, but Ben looks healthy, so we'll see.
Next we have fucking Dallas Goddard.
All Eagles fans. I just want to say this isn't fantasy related. Eagles fans, I'm sorry. As an Eagles fan, I'm sorry. It's tough to watch, but that's not what we're doing here. so-
Jalen Hurts.
The Eagles fans' favorite tight end, Dallas Goddard. looking like he's going to miss potentially multiple weeks with an ankle injury. Started him in the league. Got 1 point.
Burp.
Benched Hawkinson for him, and yeah.
I think this boosts Zach Ertz
More
back
so,
into
back to what he used to be.
he had
But
like 10 targets.
If Wentz is missing everything under the sun, I don't really know,
But I think Zach Ertz, especially in PPR leagues, is going to see a boost
and
for sure.
I genuinely don't think it boosts anybody else there.
Right.
Maybe Sanders gets more out of the backfield, but
you're not really using Deshaun.
if you're using Deshaun Jackson,
who you using Tyler?
Jake.
Oh, Jake again. Jake.
But also Jake had Michael Thomas and Julio out, so I get it. But maybe if you're in a 14-team league, maybe.
If you're in a 32-team league, you start him.
Yeah, that's bad. But yeah, Dallas Goddard potentially out a few weeks.
Our last injury we had was kind of a hot player coming in the week was Russell Gage, the Falcons. Left with a concussion as well. I mean, I guess we'll see how these concussions go and turn out for the receivers. But if he were to miss time, I think Ridley would be even more godly than he already is.
God tier, and
Hayden
Hurst will get more than 1 yard. But
I need some more Hayden Hurst love.
So yeah, especially if Julio's out again. But I don't think I think he was close to playing this week, so I wouldn't think he is
He'll
again.
probably come back.
But yeah, Hurst and Ridley definitely benefit from Russell Gage.
So that wraps up the injuries.
Jesus.
Sorry, college grad, he's stuttering out my ass. Starter for life. But now, and the last part is going to be some waiver wire ads for this week. Obviously, we talked about him earlier, Justin Jefferson. He's only owned in 31% of leagues. So if you're in last place, you're doing shitty, and you got first waiver priority, I think he's the first one you should grab.
Definitely take a chance on him.
Yeah. He gets a great schedule coming up. He's got the Texans, Seahawks, and Falcons, which are terrible pass defenses.
Yeah.
They've been getting shredded this year, so I think Jefferson could be a flex play going forward. Maybe if you want to wait and see one more week, then I don't blame you. But
I definitely think he's worth grabbing this week, though, because if he has another one, then he's probably gone.
You missed your shot. So obviously you get him. He's going to jump up. His own percentage is going to jump up to like fucking
70 this
70.
week.
Who else we got here?
Got next? T. Higgins.
T. Higgins had a good game against the Birds.
Who doesn't?
What?
Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
T. Higgins' career game against the Birds, but he's only rostered in 5% of leagues. Yes, he had 9 targets this week, which was more than A.J. Green. My boy.
Seems like he's the third receiver officially. John Ross is a healthy scratch.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're all in on T. Higgins. Every week he's gone up in targets, so I think he's definitely someone to watch if you're in need of receiver help. And
if one of the receivers go down, then I think he could be.
I said it's very possible for A.J. Green to go down. So.
Right. And they're throwing the ball a lot. So
they're going to be down, so yeah, they're going to have to throw. So somebody T. Higgins.
He's someone to watch. Maybe you probably grab him this week. Coming off a hot week. And then Broncos D we have next. There's only 1% rot. That can't be right.
That's what it said. Did the research.
Well, anyway, bro.
That's what it said.
They get the fucking Jets coming up.
That's a free.
That's all we need to say.
Free meat. Yeah,
Adam Gase, it's like.
Free meat.
Thick up, buddy.
He should be. The Jets, both New York teams are awful, but
whoever's playing the Jets, bro, go stream them.
That's our advice the rest of the season. They'll be on this list every week. Whoever's playing the Jets, unless they're owned, obviously. But
and then we got Ally Cox, who I think mentioned earlier, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's rostered in 10% of leagues. He actually been playing really well the last 2 weeks. Had over 100 yards last week. He grabbed the TD this week, and we know Rivers loves his tight ends.
The new Antonio Gates.
Right. The only thing I think him and Doyle split snaps. So if Doyle missed time like he did in week 2, I think Ally Cox could be pause. I don't like saying that name.
I thought amateurs with the equipment. I'm thinking shit's fucking up over here, but that was funny. Yeah, Mo Alley.
If you need a tight end streamer,
go get Alley.
And then last one we got
Andy Isabella.
Mm-hmm.
Now you might hear that name, and
first
you might say who, and then if you do know who he is, you might say why. But had a pretty good game this week with Kirk out, so looks like he potentially could be taking over that number 2 spot there. Obviously, Hop's going to get his. That's not going anywhere.
But I think if you want to add him in deeper leagues, I'm not blaming you for it.
They're going to score points.
Yeah.
Murray's going to throw the ball. It's definitely someone. If not this week, keep an eye on. Like we said, 1% roster. I don't think that's flying up this week.
Probably to like 15, 20.
Yeah, if that. I don't think it's going up crazy, but definitely someone to watch. You said Kirk's out. multiple weeks.
Or he wasn't close to suiting up, is what they were saying.
Oh, okay. So
whatever that could mean, but
definitely something to watch. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
That wraps up our first episode. I mean, I hope y'all fucking liked it. It might have been shit. We don't know. This is our first time doing it. So
felt good though. Felt good. Felt clean.
I don't know how long we went. Do we have you have a timer?
You want me to say the time?
Yeah,
it's about 40 minutes.
Okay, that's kind of what we're aiming for. Anywhere from 30 minutes to like
30 to less than an hour.
Yeah, maybe an hour. So 40 minutes isn't bad. I hope we gave y'all some advice that you could use taking forward. If you want to see us do like any recommendations, if you want to see us talk about more about star players, I feel like we didn't do that as much. But any questions like you guys want to know, any segments?
We're gonna put the links to all of our social medias, which we'll be active on all week, updating with start sits, waivers, all that kind of stuff.
Yes, we're gonna be tweeting out.
So definitely follow Twitter, follow Instagram. We're gonna be putting out shit all week long,
and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And in our bio below, we're gonna have all the links to our Instagrams and our Twitters and stuff like that. And like I said, you guys got any questions? Reach out to us. Any recommendations? If you want to critique us on our podcast skills, what we can improve on,
Open to all criticism and compliments if there are any. We'll take some of that.
Dessert. But all right, we'll see you guys next motherfucking Monday.
All right, sounds good. See you, everybody.